Okay, it's at this point in the show we normally hand over to a strapping gentleman who frequents the programme. We're not going to do that just now. We're going to go to another strapping gentleman by the name of Bálint Szabó, who has joined us in the studio. You're an opera singer from Hungary, and you're going to be performing in Moscow on Sunday on the Bluebeards Castle opera. And this is all part of the first international opera festival called Opera Apriori. And I mentioned your physique, because the first thing I want to ask you is, does it help being a very big gentleman with big lungs? Is that important for opera?
Its physical appearance is very important also as a view and also as a voice, the quantity of the voice, not the quality. But I know also very small, tiny singers with tremendously big voices, and I also know average people with 200 kgs who have very tiny voices. So it's, but normally, yes, it's important to have big lungs and big resonance boxes, also head and also the chest.
It's always interesting for the viewer because sometimes you can never guess what you're going to get. The one thing that I know about the particular day that you're going to be performing is that it's experimental opera, something that is quite new for the Moscow stage, where everyone's used to the classics. And even within Opera Apriori, this is going to be the only soiree where it's going to be all about experimental opera. Can you tell me what is experimental opera, because I'm not acquainted.
Yes, the creator of this whole festival, Elena Harakidzian, she named this concert intellectual opera, yes. What is not just about normal operas, where the people just love story, little politics, little intrigue, little blasphemy, and somebody dies on the end, and that's it, so the world is, so we know from the beginning what we get. This is this two concerts, the Bluebeards, it's also many stories inside. Also the folk's tale about a very bad man who the Bluebeard, who just catching many women and killed them to the end. But also the analysis of human relationships, man and woman relationships. And it's the music itself, it's very expressive. It's like a movie music. So it's actually you cannot get anything out from this music, as also as Bartoks. And also the Kurbatov's opera, the Chekhov, it's also psychological drama. It's not just a simply urban legend, what we used to get in opera concerts or opera shows.
I'm sorry, can I just quickly follow up? I wanted to ask you, but when you say it's movie music, is it more like sounds that accompany whatever's going on, or is there a melody?
It's a great melody, but it's still contemporary music. It's very expressive. So it's not just beautiful lines and beautiful melodies. There's also for the listener, it creates a great expression, own ideas or own expression of this music. So it's not, you can interpret how you want this music, not just I put you some melody and it's just in one way you can get it.
So am I understanding this right? It sounds a bit like jazz in a way, in the sense that there's a lot of individuality to this. In any way, can you improvise when you're doing these performances? No.
This is, in a way, it's very strict music, yes, because Bartoks has a very crazy idea, and his sonority and the musicality of this music, it's his own craziness, and it's so expressive, and all these moods and atmospheres was during the drama, it's happening, it's expressed in each tonality, in each chord, in each movement of sonority what's happening. So it's impossible to improvise.
Is this something that is going to work with the sort of classical entourage of the conservatoire?
Yes, it's perfectly. It's one of the best music and one of the best Hungarian operas and the most played, and now it's very trendy to play it, also financial-wise, because it needs just two solists. So normally opera, it's a disaster financially because you cannot pay it. It's a big orchestra, big chorus, huge solists, big names, many people. And this it's with two people. A bass and a mezzo-soprano, so you can do it as a chamber version. A concert works very well because the music, even it's no sets, even it's no lights, just you hear the music, you close your eyes, you can see the movie. So it's very often played now.
Fantastic.
Now we know that you have to have a fantastic voice, of course, to be an opera singer, but how important is it to be a good actor as well? If you find somebody who's got a fantastic voice and is quite shy, how difficult or how important is it to then get them to really use the physical side of the performance?
It's now, because I'm singing in Germany a lot, so we call in Germany Regietheater, yes, when you have to be an actor. So it's most how you look like, it's very important. So you cannot be this 200 kgs, very slow moving singer. You have to move, you have to act. So it's more demanding in Western theaters, of course, that you have to be a great actor as well. Many stage directors, they prefer a less good singer, but a better actor. Because for the drama and for the expression on the stage, for the live show, for many people, also for the audience, it's more important.
A lot of people who go to experience the opera, not just to listen to it,
yes.
and they want all the costumes to be there and the music. This intellectual opera, is it a challenge with, do you think the Moscow public is ready for something like this?
It is ready, and I think in Moscow, I'm very honored to be here. It's the greatest culture producer in the world, the best musicians, the greatest musicians, singers, pianists, violinists, whatever, they are coming from this country, many of them, so it's, I think it's ready. But it's a new thing, what is not just Mozart, Vivaldi, and we are used to hear, it's something what it's more, and for the gourmet musicians and the gourmet people, I think is the best solution to listen to this concert, for sure.
Now, I think I'm having a little spell of voice envy right here, because you've got this wonderful, rich, deep voice, which I wish I had for TV. It's very useful when you're in a studio or on the stage. Do you have any kind of exercises that you do that perhaps I could borrow?
Well, every day 1 hour of vocalizing to find your voice position. And it's not just about a native talent, what many people has. It takes a lot of study, so it's...
Can you give me like a really simple thing I could do at home just to...
Raw eggs.
Warm it up?
Raw eggs doesn't work. Raw eggs is just who likes eggs, but I'm not, it doesn't help at all. Well, first of all, no smoking is very important, and also it's the big, deep breath. Yes, so man, this is very wrong, because the woman by nature deeps low, breath low. Man deeps breath here.
Puffs up
yes,
like a
just
frog.
with chest. So it's completely wrong. So you have to concentrate on the belt to breathe, and then it's a big resonance, and then you can speak like this. Yes, it's very impressive.
Try it.
Okay, I will try.
Yeah, but if you put a little bit of the voice here, doesn't help, because it hits your vocal cords.
See, it's a science as well.
Correct. It looks very easy, but...
No, it really doesn't.
My mechanic says once, when I was in Romania, he said, I go to study in United States, and he said, why to study singing? I'm singing as well as a mechanic. When I drink a beer, I sing so much. Yes, but it's a little bit different when you start to sing 3 hours, and also to not get tired. It's to sing a 3 hours opera with a Bluebeard, but it's really demanding vocally. You have to have a great exercise.
Is it easy to, I hear about this in the news with opera singers. Is it easy to damage your voice?
Yes, it's very easy. It's a wrong step. Karajan made a record with a soprano for a Tosca, and she lost her voice. She made this one and only CD, and she couldn't sing anything anymore. So if you take a wrong choice, you can destroy your voice
Do you worry
forever.
about things like that? Because it's your livelihood.
Yes, but because I'm a musician as well, and I choose very carefully the roles what I sing, because what is not damaging my voice, or just a little bit damaging, or what is something damaging, I take a longer break, 2, 3, 4 days after this heavy singing. And then the voice, because it's 2 muscles, they are regenerating.
What you did with Neil was absolutely fantastic. Do you teach, or do you plan to at all?
Because I'm a very impatient person, it's very difficult, because if the student doesn't react how I want, then I lose my... So it's not really the right time, but probably in age I will be ready to teach as well.
Yes. I would take it you're probably very busy as well.
I hope so.
I know that it took the organisers years to put together this Opera Apriori, because they started in 2011. It was very difficult to get all these big names together.
We met with the creator of this festival, with Elena Harkizian. We met in Paris first, and then we met in Milano when I was singing La Scala. And she came up with the idea to, we were speaking about Chekhov, and to sing in Black Monk. And the difficulties was, because I'm a bass, to sell a bass to Russia, because there are many, many great basses here, it's like to sell a fridge for an Eskimo. Yeah. So we were thinking that maybe it's not the best idea, and because my Russian is not so developed to sing this Chekhov's dramatic text, and my bass is Hungarian, of course. She chose the Bluebeard as also new things, because in Russia it's rarely played, and many times with Russian singers, so it's not native Hungarian singers, they are singing this. So she chose the Bluebeard, and it takes her a tremendous work and 2 years to put this all. But yes, to have Lezneva, to have Jonas Kaufmann, to have Sumijo, this kind of the highest level possible in opera business, it's a tremendous work to put all the things together.
I'm very intrigued by listening to everything that you've said, and because it's taken such a long time to put this together, I'd like us just to give it one final sales push to really intrigue people as to why they should come and listen and watch this. Bluebeards Castle, just tell us a bit more about it. It sounds like it's quite a dark story.
Yes, both are dark stories, and well, it's a mirror of man-woman relationship. Yes, so there's all these 7 doors, also some astrological meaning. So it's many, many weird things in this story. It's not a funny operetta. So I'm sure that who's coming to see this show, it will not be relieved or to go happily and buy a chocolate after. It's something it's happened also with Bluebeard. We had recently in Switzerland with the London Symphony Orchestra, and the audience, it was not latching. Yeah, it was just a tremendous silence after, because it's so shocking, this music, and so that everybody has a different view. So it's not a happy ending, it's not a bad ending as well, but it's so touching, this music, that it's not that standing. Sorry.
I get the sentiments and the feelings of what's going to happen when all of it's going to actually be performed.
It's not a standing ovation, because you cannot stand up.
It sounds like it's real. It's not the Hollywood production.
No,
this is real life.
It's not sugar cream. It's not candies. It's not. No, it's a tremendous. It's an intellectual thing.
It should be perfect for Moscow.
It's perfect, I think so, and I hope that many people will join us. It will be a great event.
And don't forget, if you want to go, it's on Sunday, Moscow Conservatory.
March 16th. I think tickets are still available. For certain shows, they are completely sold out, but you might be lucky. Thank you so much for coming over. We're certainly lucky to have you here.
It's been a real pleasure. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Lovely stuff.
Are you excited?
I am, and I'm hoping that I can get a ticket.
Well, you might, if you're lucky enough.
Lucky.
Yeah, exactly. But it's definitely something that I would like to go and see. When I spoke to the organizer, she told me that it might sound a little bit scary for people who don't know opera that well just yet.
Do you know what? It sounds perfect.
It's perfect for newbies as well.
It sounds like an interesting story. And now that we've met the main protagonist, it just makes it even more interesting.
Absolutely.
So I'm very, very impressed. Let's go.